empowering the girl child for the future. Bassey Taipang reports.
Shuaiba is from Katsina State. For her, the saying that a woman's education ends in the kitchen is one of the scripts that she and her friends have determined to change as future women.
So many women today who have made it, world figures that are women. Their education didn't end in the kitchen.
So I would like to advise parents to send their girls' child to school and to encourage female education.
Though Nigerian girls are breaking barriers and fighting for inclusion in development in all fronts, much still needs to be done.
Girls are subject of physical abuse and sexual assault. They are the ones mostly used as house helps and nannies for the wealthy families.
I call on the federal government of insist that states respect the child protection laws, especially on rape and education.
We've been doing everything possible to ensure that the girl child is empowered. It's giving a space, one, to lead a meaningful, productive life. Two, to play her role, to give her own quota in national discourse within first her immediate family.
International Day of the Girl Child aims at promoting the rights of girls, address the unique challenges they face, and also highlight gender inequality, address various forms of discrimination and abuse suffered by girls around the world. Bassey Taipang, NTA.
Now joining us in the studio to talk more on the theme for the 2019 International Day of the Girl Child is the Director General Center for Women Development, Mary Etta. You're welcome to NTA International News.
Welcome. Thank you.
Now, today being International Day of the Girl Child, this year it comes with a theme, Girl Force, Unscripted and Unstoppable, empowering the girl child for the future. What do you have to say about this theme?
Well, usually, annually, the theme comes from the United Nations. We have had a lot of various themes, but this year on is unique. It's unique because it is tied to the realities on ground. I think we're in the age whereby the girl child is ready to break every barrier to get to the top of the game. And most importantly, in the National Center for Women Development, we focus basically on empowering the girl child for a better tomorrow. For over a week now, since 5th of this month, we had over 150 girls in camp with us, being trained from various skills for a better tomorrow, starting from ICT, shoemaking, handbag making, soap, pomade, cosmetology, and various skills. And I think that would enhance their skills and their performance in the future. It's not all about education. Education is good, yes. We encourage all girls to remain in school, like the G for G, that's the Girls for Girls. That is, we ensure that girls remain in school and stay focused. But at the same time, there is still need for a woman to be multifunctional, to to go into various skills and do other things alongside education. So it is a very important theme. It has helped to enhance the performance of the girl.
Okay. Now, how can the girl child live above the scripts, of course, to achieve her dream and contribute meaningfully to societal development?
Well, a girl with a focus will be unscripted. She will be a focus, the girl with a focus and unstoppable. That is, she can step out against all odds, especially the traditional barrier. When you talk about our cultural barrier, which believe that the girl child place is in the kitchen. Today, the girl child tells the world that no, I am not to be kept at home in the kitchen. I am as good, even better than my male counterpart. The girl child is pushing hard, like I've said earlier, breaking barriers, doing all it can in its own capacity to see that they succeed and break the glass ceiling.
Okay. Briefly, before I let you go, what would you say are the roles, or what roles do all stakeholders have to play in this assisting them, that is the girl child, to fulfill their dreams?
First of all, we guide them into the right path. For a child to know his worth or to grow well, he needs to be given something like a self-esteem education that will help the girl child to develop or to discover his potential to excel, especially in his academic environment. Because one of the major problems the girl child suffer, that mentality that has been imposed, or the belief that she has grown with, to see that is more inferior than the brother. But with making the girl to develop and to realize their potential, it will help them to break all barriers and to succeed.
Well, Mary Ekwe Etta, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us on this 2019 International Day of the Girl Child.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that was the Director General for Center for Women Development, and still talking about the International Day of the Girl Child. Momso Damien Dati was at a mega rally and campaign held by the Nigerian women were pressed for actions against child marriage and denial of access to education, which is part of activities marking the day in Abuja.
Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Society organizations, development partners from the United Nations, religious groups, mothers, concerned parties, and girls from different parts of Abuja converging in solidarity for the Nigerian girl child. Here, no age or class, no barrier or limitation to the excitement on these females as they flank their write-ups and inscriptions to drive home their demand and expectations.
I am a girl. I am a girl and the bedrock of tomorrow. I am a human being with all God's given potential. God has put the future of all mankind in me. Now I'm your sister and your daughter. Tomorrow I'm your wife and the mother of all mankind.
And I hope everybody knows it's illegal to marry any child. He'll go to jail. Even the parents that gave the child out will go to jail, will suffer for it.
We need scholarship. I think that's one of the biggest challenges there.
You can say, I want to marry this girl, but you will not have anything to do with her until she's mature.
The Minister of Women Affairs re-emphasizes her stand that there will be no going back on this one.
We are here to condemn violence against women. We are here to ensure and to cry out to all Nigerians and to appeal that all Nigerians should support the girl child to ensure that we have free and compulsory education for the girl child from primary up to senior secondary school.
The 2019 International Day of the Girl Child seeks to address the challenges of the girl, seeking their empowerment and access to education. Momso Damien Dati, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the immediate suspension of international travels by all cabinet members and heads of government agencies. The development is to enable ministers to personally lead the process of budget defense at the National Assembly. The suspension will equally give functionaries and agencies of the executive arm to provide the required cooperation with the legislature in order to ensure timely passage of the 2020 appropriation bill. In the light of these, all ministries, departments and agencies have been directed to liaise with the relevant committees of the National Assembly for their schedules of budget defense. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has dismissed the appeal of Dino Melaye against the judgment of the tribunal that nullified his election. In the judgment, the three-man panel of justices led by Justice Abubakar Dati Yahya dismissed the appeal for lacking in merit. The appellate court ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct fresh election in Kogi West Senatorial District within 90 days. The State and National Assembly Elections Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja on August 23, 2019 nullified the election of Dino Melaye. The APC and its candidate in the election, Smart Adeyemi had approached the tribunal alleging manipulation and non-compliance with the Federal High Court order, which ordered that election results should be collated in Kaba, the headquarters of the district. The party and its candidate proved before the trial court that collation of results for the district was done in Lokoja. In another development, the Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Abuja has ordered that former chairman of the Pension Reform Tax Team, Abdul Rashid Maina, and his son Faisal be detained in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) pending the conclusion of ongoing investigation. The order followed an ex parte application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The order empowered the commission to remand the defendants in its custody for an initial period of 14 days. Maina and his son were arrested in Abuja by the Department of State Services (DSS) and handed over to the EFCC for further investigation and prosecution on allegations of fraud and money laundering. Now, the legislative agenda of the 9th House of Representatives has been unveiled, with a commitment by House members to engender reforms that put citizens at the center of activities in order to encourage participation and involvement in the lawmaking process. National Assembly correspondent Lamia Lina reports.
Unveiling of the 15-point document, a roadmap which points out the direction of the 9th House of Representatives on this journey of what the House describes as one of shared ideals to positively impact the well-being of Nigerians. Key among the agenda include social justice, anti-corruption, security, gender equity, economic growth, development and job creation, all of which the House hopes to improve on in the next 4 years through legislative reforms. President Muhammadu Buhari, represented at the event by the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, and the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, see the agenda as one that captures shared ideals of giving Nigerians a better deal.
Crafted, coordinated, and put together for the benefit of everybody, Nigeria and Nigerians.
Even though the legislative agendas of the two chambers would have been separately treated, we have the same mission. And that mission is a mission to take Nigeria to greater heights in the next 4 years.
Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila says service to the public in the area of politics demands total and unwavering commitment to make a difference in the lives of the people, as failure is not an option.
We will seek through legislation and oversight, engagement and collaboration, the achievement of a kinder, gentler, more prosperous nation so that we may leave as our legacy a bequest of love and promise greater than anything else that has come before.
The ceremony attracted the presence of Gali Umar Naabba, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, among other dignitaries. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
You're watching the news on Enter International, reaching you from Abuja. Time to take a short break for some messages. We shall be back with more news in a moment.
Hey, you! And are you how they talk to? I sabi you now. It's in your mind, Abi. The person with them go help us. Baba Toros and Shangalo. Oga Lekuva, Mr. Sabi. And you know if you carry last for this one.
A spear into the top corner.
We Sabi say Peking go crawl before in waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for him. Go for football. Go for all Syria on the Liga Martins live. Go for Go TV Max.
Thank you for staying with us. Nigerian Air Force is poised to achieve its required military capacity towards addressing contemporary security challenges with the passage of a bill for the establishment of Air Force Institute of Technology. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, at a meeting on the formation strategic requirements with the Senate Committee on Air Force, noted that the institute will serve as catalyst for Air Force excellence. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
Administration of resources for proper functioning of the Air Force personnel as enshrined in the Nigeria's constitution, legislative oversight and assessment of the country's Air Force activities in the fight against insurgency are issues the meeting between the Senate and top Air Force officials discussed.
Without the appropriate appropriation and the resources required to get the Air Force functioning, I don't think the Nigerian Air Force will have been able to discharge its mandate as contained in the Nigerian Constitution.
We can begin to work, together in the overall interest of this country.
To the senators, the task of protecting the country's territorial integrity needs inputs from all, hence the need for proper legislation to build an air service that all Nigerians will be proud of. Meanwhile, the Senate Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TET Fund, with Education Minister of State Chukwuemeka Nwajiuba and heads of all federal institutions, have met to discuss issues bedeviling the country's education sector.
It requires the involvement of each and every person so as to avoid those bottlenecks that we were used to before.
The Senate is expected to guide us, lead us in the direction they expect the country to go, being the elected representatives of our people.
The ninth Senate has as its agenda to tackle the identified educational challenges from the office of the President of the Senate down to the committee level. From the National Assembly, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
Nigerians are still in the euphoria of the 59th Independence Anniversary celebration as a group yearning for positive change in governance converged in Abuja to x-ray some of the democratic variables that are needed to achieve the desired change in the country. And Austin Anyebe was there.
The 10th Independence Lecture provided the opportunity for speakers to x-ray the successes achieved in the past 59 years. And they were unanimous in saying that they have raised the need for positive change in the governance structure for the nation to attain her desired developmental heights.
Leaders are not checked, are not held accountable by the people. The natural thing for man to do is to please himself.
We must make room in our restructuring to accommodate mercy. But then we must also have leaders who are ready to say, I made a mistake and I need mercy.
The speakers at the lecture, drawn from the academia, religious, civil society, and regional organizations, are of the view that there are lapses which need to be looked into under the social contracts between the government and the people as enshrined in the Constitution of Nigeria.
If governments pay attention to social contracts and people stand on their right to demand that things be done well, I can assure you Nigeria is going to be a great country.
And for social justice to be upheld in the political system, they have raised the need to strengthen the democratic institutions, uphold the rule of law, deal with the scourge of mass illiteracy, and promote social justice. Through this, public office holders shall be held accountable. In Abuja, Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
Now, troops of 242 Battalion in conjunction with elements of Sector 2 Multinational Joint Task Force and Chadian Defense Forces have killed 15 Boko Haram members in a forward ambush at Jigalta village near Marari, 27 kilometers from Mongonu in Borno State. A statement by the Nigerian Army Operations Media Coordinator, Colonel Aminu Ilyasu, indicates that the terrorists were killed during a joint clearance operation. The statement notes that a Nigerian soldier was killed while a Chadian soldier sustained injury in the encounter that led to the recovery of 4 Dutchika anti-aircraft guns, 9 AK-47 rifles and the destruction of 2 gun trucks belonging to the Boko Haram terrorist group. And on the foreign scene, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed wins 2019 Nobel Peace Prize in Oslo, Norway. For details of these and more news in other parts of the world, let's join Obiagulu Gogi.
Hello and thanks for joining us. Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to resolve his country's conflict with Eritrea. Abiy was honored for his efforts to achieve peace and international cooperation, and in particular for his decisive initiative to resolve the border conflict with neighboring Eritrea. Meanwhile, African leaders have continued to congratulate Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed on winning the 2019 Nobel Peace Prize. The head of the African Union's Commission says Mr. Abiy's peace efforts have given the world hope. In the meantime, Ghana's president says the award is a reminder to Africa that peace is one of the most critical ingredients needed to make the continent successful. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has as well shared his congratulations, describing the award as a new victory for African continent, for peace and for efforts towards achieving stability and development. Away from that, it has been confirmed that a cargo plane that had gone missing has crashed in the east of Democratic Republic of Congo. It is feared that all 8 passengers and crew have died. DR Congo Civil Aviation Authority said air traffic control lost contact with Antonov aircraft about an hour after it took off from the eastern city of Goma for the capital.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed for winning 2019 Nobel Peace Prize in Oslo, Norway, saying it portends a good sign for the peace processes within countries and across borders on the African continent. President Buhari felicitated with the Prime Minister, his cabinet and all Ethiopians on the remarkable global recognition of winning the 100th Peace Prize, which was attributed to a decision to end 20-year conflict between 2 African countries, Ethiopia and Eritrea. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the President reiterated his belief that African development is strongly tied to peaceful coexistence and deliberate efforts by governments and people to sustain harmony within and between countries, urging more concerted and collective partnership on peace in the continent. And President Muhammadu Buhari commiserates with family of Professor Emmanuel Edozian, economic advisor to former President Shehu Aliyu Shagari, who passed on at 82. In a statement, the President described the renowned economist, businessman and boardroom guru as statesman whose contributions to nation building, both in the private and public sector, will always be remembered. The President salutes the deceased's commitment to issues that directly impact on people, praying that his invaluable investments in humanity will continue to resonate. And I'm talking sports. Super Eagles intensify training for Brazil friendly match in Singapore. And Kenema Burike has more on sports update.
Nigeria's Golden Eaglets have started training in Sao Paulo 2 weeks before the kickoff of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Brazil. 9 officials and 25 players, which will be reduced to 21, will begin their quest for a 6th world title in Group B against Hungary on October 26. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Super Eagles intensified training Friday ahead of the friendly match with Brazil at Singapore National Stadium on Sunday. Stoke City midfielder Oganekaro Etebo is the latest withdrawal due to injury as the Brazilians were forced to a 1-1 draw by Senegal in a friendly played on Thursday. A week-long FIFA Member Association referees course ended in Abuja Friday with about 50 participants taken through core areas and improved officiating guidelines of the sport. The program is part of FIFA's effort at sustaining the quality and growth of football across the globe.
So the good thing that you have very young referees. This is because young referees are future. not only for Nigeria Federation, but it's also for CAF and FIFA.
The 8th Chief of Naval Staff National Swimming Championship is set to climax on Saturday at the National Stadium in Surulere, Lagos, with 176 swimmers in contention for medal rush in 28 events. Adeola Omokive reports that the Talent Discovery Championship drew participants from 12 states, 7 military and paramilitary formations, and 3 clubs. Over 10 countries are set to participate in the 2019 Nigerian Ladies Open Golf Tournament at the IBB International Golf and Country Club Abuja. President, Ladies Golf Association of Nigeria, Ekaneme Kweme, made this known in Abuja Friday when the association paid a courtesy call on the Minister of State for Power, Gode Jedi Agba.
Golf is a big deal in other countries. Nigeria is a giant of Africa, but we need to also be a giant at this game, golf.
The 2018 edition was won by Zimbabwe. With Sports Update, Kenan Ima Abodike, NTA News.
And this is where we end the news on Inter International. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Justin Bemunyi.